The most fundamental and critical component that digital technology is disrupting is the business model. Before we can talk about changing a business model, we need to have a common language for what a business model actually is. In this first section, we will define the term, look at its key components, and then explore how digital technology has enabled entirely new and disruptive models that have changed entire industries. So, what is a business model? At its simplest, the slide defines it as what the company must do to obtain mostly financial benefits. It's a foundational blueprint for how your organization creates, delivers, and captures value. A very effective and widely used way to describe a business model is the business model canvas, which this slide is based on. This framework breaks the business model down into 9 essential building blocks. First is customer segments. We are asking the question, who are your most important customers? And then value propositions. What value do you deliver? What customer problem are you solving? And then we talk about channels. How do you reach your customers to deliver that value? We talk about customer relationships. What kind of relationship do your customers expect you to have with them? Key partners, who are your key supplier and partners? Key activities, what are the most important things you must do to make the model work? What are the key resources in terms of what key assets or resources does your model require? Cost structures, what are the most important costs in your model? Revenue structure, how do you generate revenue from each customer segment? So this is usually a long-term plan that defines how you offer unique value to your customers. Understanding these 9 blocks is the first step to being able to analyze, discuss, and ultimately transform a business. Now let's kind of make this concept of a disruptive business model crystal clear with 2 of the most famous examples, Airbnb and Uber. As we note on the slide, in the past, business required physical resources such as machines, premises, raw materials, employees. If you wanted to be in the hotel business, you had to build, buy, and manage physical hotels. If you wanted to be in the taxi business, you had to own and maintain a fleet of cars. Digital technology completely broke this link between the service and the physical asset. Airbnb offers hotels and accommodation services, yet it does not own a single hotel. Uber provides transportation services, yet it does not own its own fleet of cars. Now, both companies serve a similar customer need as their traditional competitors, a place to stay or a ride, but their business models are radically different. They took advantage of the internet to create platform-based models. For Airbnb, its key resource isn't real estate, it's the web and mobile platform. Its key partners are the hosts offering their own spaces. Its costs are related to maintaining the platform, and its revenue comes from commissions on transactions. This is a fundamentally new business model that was simply not possible before. Now that we have a solid understanding of the 9 building blocks of a business model, it's time for our first exercise. We're going to get some hands-on practice with this concept by using the business model canvas. On the next slide, you will see the full canvas template. Your task will be to map out the business model for your own organization as it is today, or choose a well-known company like Netflix or Spotify and map out its business model. This will help solidify these nine components in your mind and get thinking critically about how businesses actually work. So here is the complete business model canvas. As you can see, it's a shared language for describing, visualizing, assessing, and changing business models. It's broken into nine key building blocks. We can roughly divide the canvas into two main parts. The right side of the canvas with blocks like customer segments, value propositions, and channels is all about the customer. It represents the value you deliver. The left side with blocks like key partners, key activities, and key resources is all about the business. It represents the efficiency required to deliver that value. And the bottom, cost structure and revenue streams, represents the financials. It's the outcome of your value and efficiency. So in the next few slides, we'll walk through the guiding questions for each of these nine blocks. Now we'll start with the two most fundamental blocks on the canvas, the customer segments and value proposition. You can't have a business without them. So when you look into block two, which is customer segments, this is where you define who you are creating value for, who are your most important customers. You need to ask who is our client, who are we building this for, and who will play. And in block one is the value proposition. This is the heart of your business model. It's the why, the reason customers turn to your company or another. It describes a bundle of products and services that create value for a specific customer segment. The key question here is, here are what value do we generate for our clients? What customer problems do we solve? And what needs do we meet? So these two blocks define your product market fit, and the rest of the canvas explains how you deliver on this core promise. Now let's look at how you connect your value proposition to your customer segments. This is done through channels and customer relationships. So when you look into block four channels, these are the touch points you use to communicate with and reach your customers to deliver your value proposition. You need to ask what channels will we use to contact the customer? Where do our clients go? And where can customers buy our products? Is it through a website, a physical store, or a sales team? So those are the kind of questions in block number four. In block number three, customer relationships, this block defines the type of relations you establish with each customer segment. Is it personal or automated? Is it a one-time transaction or a long-term subscription? The key question is, what kind of relationships do our clients expect from us? These two blocks are critical for defining the customer experience. Now we move to the left side of the canvas, the efficiency or back-end side. Now this is everything you need to do to deliver your value proposition. Block number five, for example, contains key activities. These are the most important things a company must do, to make its business model work. What actions are necessary to deliver your value proposition? Is it production? Is it marketing or problem solving? In block number six, key resources, these are the most important assets required to make the business model work. What key resources do you need? Is it physical, like factories, intellectual, like patents, human, like key engineers, or financial? And in block seven, key partners, this block describes the network of suppliers and partners that make the business model work. Who is our key partner? What key resources or activities do our partners provide? And this could be for optimization, risk reduction, or acquiring resources. So these three elements define your core operational setup. And the canvas diagram also kind of contains blocks such as the financial ones. So at the bottom, we see the financial foundations of the business model, which is made up of two blocks. The cost structure. This describes all the costs incurred to operate your business model. What cost does our business model generate? What are your most expensive resources or activities? Are you a cost-driven business, like a budget airline or a value-driven one, like a luxury hotel? So this represents the cash a company generates from each customer segment. The key questions are, what are customers willing to pay for? How will they pay? And what are your pricing models? Is it a one-time sale or subscription or a licensed fee? So when your revenue streams are greater than the cost structure, you have a profitable business. So this entire 9-block canvas gives you a complete picture of your business on a single page.